lots of people won't have heard of wastewater heat recovery, or even in their mind when they've heard about it, they'll think, is this kind of grey water harvesting? Can you just explain what it is?
Yeah, so wastewater recovery generally is when we shower, we use water at 40 degrees. So we've mixed cold and hot water, and it comes out at 40 degrees from the shower head usually. And that then goes down to the drain, and that's about 35 degrees. It's a lot of energy we're wasting. So wastewater heat recovery, we harvest that energy that's still in the water. We harvest that heat. And so the water runs down through the waste pipe, our copper tube, and then the cold mains runs counter the opposite way to it. And so it's counterflow heat exchange. So the wastewater is separated from the mains water by 2 walls of copper. And all we're doing is we're extracting any energy left in that water, and we're sending that back to the shower. So when you use wastewater heat recovery, you can use half as much hot water.
Okay.
So it's a significant amount of water you can save, energy you can save.
So it literally is 50% less on the heating for your shower?
Yes. Well, actually, it's more than just 50%. So in essence, there's 3 ways to install it. And the most efficient way, and what you'll see most residential buildings, is class as System A. And that is where 100% of the water you use to shower is brought through the wastewater heat recovery unit. So when you shower, the wastewater runs through, and the cold mains comes up, extracts that heat, and goes from around 10 degrees to around about 28 to 30 degrees, and then goes to the cold inlet of the shower and to the cold inlet of the hot water source, be that a gas boiler, unvented hot water cylinder, heat pump cylinder, or an instantaneous electric heater. By doing that, you've reduced your hot water draw by half, and then you've also reduced the energy required to heat your hot water, because you're now heating water at 30 degrees to 60 rather than 10 degrees to 60.
And so how much in pounds and pence then do you think that wastewater heat recovery is going to save the average family of 4 people, say as an example, each year?
So take it from a modern home like today, if there was an A-rated gas combi in there, which most people have got, if they were showering for kind of anywhere between 6 to 10 minutes each person each day, the average household would save anywhere between £200 to £300
a year.
Yeah. Now, depending on the settings of the boiler, depends on how far away the boiler is from the unit. There's obviously different factors as well, but on average, they would save around £200 a year. And that's kind of a baseline. So within a year and a half, 2 years, it's paid for itself. And from then onwards, they're constantly saving energy.
So a couple of questions here around that then. So if I've got a house and I've just bought it from a developer and they've installed Showersave, or they've installed some kind of wastewater heat recovery, am I going to need to get someone to come and fix or maintain it on an annual basis? Or
no, so our Showersave units don't need any servicing. So the normal gravity fed unit, which most developments will have, which will be the unit, the 2.1 meter tall copper tube, will be on the floor below your shower. 99% of homeowners will not have a clue it's in there. So whether it be housing association tenants or new build buyers, they'll not have a clue it's in there.
So no one's going to advertise a house and stick it on the front saying, this has got wastewater heat recovery.
It's what we find is that developers go, it's just something else for people to worry about, or something else for people to go, well, what's this? What do I need to do with it?
Right.
So the homeowner pack will say it's on there, and we do get some calls from new home buyers who are quite studious at looking through the homeowner's pack.
Okay.
And it's great. We can explain to them what it does and why it's amazing and how that's going to constantly save their money. But the big thing with these new developments is that there's no maintenance for the normal gravity fed units. There is no planned maintenance. So the installer needs to install it properly as per our installation instructions and Water Regs UK guidance, and then pressure test it. Once they've pressure tested it, the unit's boxed in, plastered, painted, skirting boards on, carpets in, sofas in, nobody knows it's there.
So you can't see it?
You don't see it, no.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We've had a couple of installations where people are really intrigued with the technology, and we've got one gentleman who's a passive house consultant up in Scotland, and he's actually installed it so it's live and you can see it. And so whenever he has people around, they have, come and look at my shower pipe working, look at the energy it's saving. And people just don't believe it until they touch it. And so we explain to them what it does and how it works. And then when they feel the actual working of it, so they can feel the bottom of the pipe and they can feel it's 10 degrees at the bottom, and they can move the hand up to the pipe. Often we have a little step ladder for them to stand on, and they feel the top, and it's around 28, 30 degrees. And then we'll have little temperature readouts to show them. And then as soon as people do that, it's in their brain that it definitely works and it's worth having.
What are some of the ways that I could maybe use this type of technology if I have a bungalow or if I live in a ground floor flat? I'm thinking, you've said you need a 2 meter drop.
Yeah.
And I don't remember showering in the attic of my bungalow.
So I live in a bungalow right by the sea. So mine's an old 19 60s bungalow. And so I'm going to put one of these units in. So what we've done is we've got the normal pipe, and then we've put a gravity defying. So we've got a sensor which took an awful lot of research and development. And this sensor detects the wastewater, and that's just below the level of your shower tray or your bath trap. And that then tells the pump that we've got wastewater there to lift. That will then lift the pump, lift the water to the top of the unit, and then run through the pipe as normal. So we've defied gravity by having this sensor and pump. But the big thing we've got there is the pump is a diaphragm pump. So it's a piston which moves in and out, and there's a diaphragm which causes a suction and pushing motion. So that doesn't clog, doesn't get any hair stuck to it. It means it's really, really robust. And then our sensor as well has no kind of flow switches or anything. We specifically designed the sensor so that should anyone turn the power off, I don't know if you're the same as my house, but my kids love turning the lights off and the power off when I'm in the bathroom. So if anyone decides to turn the power off and the pump's turned off, the water will still get to waste because we've got a built-in overflow. So you've never got a shower which is out of commission.